Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Nicole and I sell vintage home decor on Etsy. Today I am going to be doing a thrift haul of everything I've sourced for my shop in the last couple of weeks. First, I'll start off with a couple of items I picked up last night from a vintage market I went to. Once a month in my city they have this little vintage market. They have a bunch of different vendors and booths there. Most of the stuff at the market was pretty much already marked up at resale value, so I didn't get a whole lot of stuff, but I did get a couple cool things I want to show. The first thing I picked up is this very cool clown embroidery. I see a lot of clown stuff when I'm out and about sourcing for inventory, and I've never picked up anything clown related until last night. I'm not usually into clowns, but I thought that this was really cool. I love the neutral brown tones. There's also some sparkly embroidery on here, which I've never seen before. The frame is really beautiful too. It's a faux bamboo wooden frame. It's really nice. This is it up close. I love the blush on the clown. It's so pretty. I paid up a little bit for this piece. It was $29, but I do think that I can price it for around $70 on Etsy. The next item I picked up is this brass eagle. I'm obsessed with brass animals and brass figurines, so if they're a decent price, I will always pick them up. This eagle was priced at $18, which it wasn't super cheap, but it's definitely worth more than that. It's pretty large and the patina on this is really beautiful. Next, I picked up this adorable owl key holder for the wall. It's so cute. It's a beautiful solid wood and the owls have this adorable green felt on the eyes. This key holder was also $18, but again, I do think it's worth more to sell on Etsy. That is everything I picked up from the vintage market, and next I'm going to show you some recent thrift store finds. So this next piece is also brass, and I will not be parting with these. They are these gorgeous brass seashell candle wall sconces. I live in Florida and I love the beach and the ocean, but I don't really like nautical decor or beachy, shabby chic kind of decor. So whenever I find Florida themed stuff that's in my style, I always like to keep it and decorate my house with it. I'm planning to put these in my bedroom on either side of our bed, and I just think they're gonna be so pretty. This next piece I picked up at Salvation Army, which I don't really go to Salvation Army too often because I don't have a ton of home deco stuff, but I happened to find this gorgeous embroidered church scene. It's so pretty. It's big, as you can tell, and the colors are very punchy, and the frame is beautiful. So I got this for, I believe, $2, which was a total steal. And this will definitely be available on my Etsy shop. These next items were a Goodwill find, and these are a set of vintage IKEA candle holders. They're chrome, which chrome is pretty popular right now. They're so pretty. Similarly to Salvation Army, I don't go to Goodwill very often just because the prices are so high, so I prefer to go to my local thrift stores that are cheaper, and then I'm also supporting my community that way. But I did stop into Goodwill and find these. I didn't know if I was going to get them or not because they're originally priced at $7 per candle holder, but even for being $21 potentially, I thought that they would be worth it to sell them as a set. Funny story though, when I went to buy these and check out at Goodwill, the cashier, he was like, "Oh, are those a set? Are those priced as a set?" And I was like, "Oh no, unfortunately they're all priced individually." And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. They look like a set to me." And he marked them all up for $6. So I was super pleased about that. Next up are these bookends, and these are beautiful stone bookends made in Mexico. They say that they are Herrera Montiel. Next up is this adorable brass alligator clip. It's so cute. This is another one of those things that I don't know if I can part with because it's an alligator, and again, I live in Florida. It's super cute, and it was only $4. My sister had the idea that I should keep this and use it as a chip clip, so I might take her idea on that. Next up are these beautiful French velvet crucifixes. I am not religious, but religious stuff always tends to have a buyer, and so whenever I find really beautiful religious stuff like this, I will pick it up. Like I said, these are French, and when I did some research on them a few weeks ago, I believe that they are either from the early 1900s or late 1800s. They're really old. These will definitely be listed on Etsy. My strategy now that I have an Etsy shop and an antique booth is that my antique booth will be for my items that are like $12 to $40, and then anything above that from like $50 to $100 will be listed on my Etsy shop. Even as someone who is not religious, these are so incredibly beautiful. I don't know if you can tell, but these little screws here, there's a bunch of them all throughout. These are all flathead screws. They're very small. A tip if you are a reseller is that you can usually tell if something is old by looking at the screws, and if the item has flathead screws, it's almost always vintage. Next up, I have this beautiful oil lamp. This is the first oil lamp I've ever picked up. It has this beautiful blue and white English style print on it, which has been becoming very popular. I don't know anything about oil lamps, so I'll definitely need to do some research on them, but I do know they have a bit of a collectible following. But yeah, I don't know if I need to test it or how to test it or even how they work, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that. Next, I have a bunch more brass pieces to show. I have collected so much brass in the last couple of weeks. I have this cutie little brass easel. It had been on my list to find a brass easel for so long, and then I finally found this one and then a second one the day after. Super cute, and the details on it are so beautiful. One of the brass easels I will sell, and then the other one I'm gonna keep to display art and pictures and stuff that I list on Etsy. Then I have these brass wall sconces, a big favorite. I've noticed on Etsy, people love any type of wall decor, especially wall sconces for candles. These have a really beautiful scalloped detail on them, and they were only $3.50 each. This next piece is a pretty unique find. I've never picked something up like this before. They're these small little Indian brass spoon and forks that you can display on your wall. They're very ornate and they have a bit of an oriental style as well. Lastly, I have something very exciting to show that is something that I'm going to keep. I found it at the thrift store a couple weeks ago. My favorite thrift store of all time was having their monthly 50% off sale. I always go and get a ton of stuff for my shop, and I found possibly one of the most beautiful, incredible things I've ever thrifted. It is this absolutely gorgeous light fixture. It's so pretty. It has this beautiful white and peach colored stained glass with brass trim. The scallops on the bottom and the top are so cute. The camera hardly does it justice too. It sparkles in the sun. And if you notice by the background of this video, I painted my kitchen pink, so I'm so excited to hang this up, and I think it'll really tie it all together. That is the end of my thrift haul. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you are a vintage reseller or have any type of small business on Etsy or anywhere else, please leave the information down below. I would love to check it out, and I will see you in the next video.